Hello, myself Sunil R Nair. And here we are basically discussing one topic that is basically the attraction, and this basically the topic is this generation can go next or this generation can't go next. For that, basically, there are two groups basically who basically comes into the picture. One is the group basically who say that this person generation will not go, and one is telling that his generation will go. Go next means he will get birth, he will have child. If child will have, that means marriage will 100% happen. Without marriage, basically it's not possible to have child. So like this, for do to do the marriage, basically you should get the job, you should get the money, you should get the income, basically. Then only basically in earth planet, basically in earth planet, basically without money, basically nothing can happen. Nothing basically can happen. So here basically we are discussing that source only, basically that basically here basically just now basically we in previous video we discussed that satellite groups are basically sending the 800 crore populations data because they need to, they basically have given the requirement, and they keeps on updating the data. And the requirement is basically the 5 crore people basically are going to generate this type of energy in universal for the earth planet when the earth planet is going to move to this side. So this is the simple requirement basically which was given by the galaxy, universe group, basically. Like same way basically, like same way basically the same way is this 5 lakh crore basically, for sorry, 5 crore basically people population basically was converted to human clone, basically same way basically the entire earth planet basically is created, entire earth planet basically. One of the person told that basically the earth planet, he told that basically human basically, for example, when earth planet, he basically given one example. Few people died in earth planet, assume that in corona lots of people died. And when the corona basically the people basically died, that time basically their body basically was taken to few planets, basically. They how basically they taken, that's basically another issue. They taken their bodies to another planets, basically. And there basically the planets basically in that area, basically the body basically was dumped in the different planets, basically. And then basically satellite groups connected there, basically does not nothing exist anything, basically. They basically activated their bodies, basically. They activated their body. That means they given the birth, basically. The person basically who died as a corona in Earth planet, they basically given birth in other planets, and in other planets basically they got the birth. Like few basically become the skeleton, and the first come skeleton, basically they given the entire body structure, basically that type of things also happened in few planets. That's basically the powerful satellite, basically, and the power of universe, basically, that basically normal human basically can't do, basically. In earth planet, basically the human clone system basically has created. From there basically you the new body structure only basically can be created, new body structure. And this 5 crore example also basically I have taken, that also creation basically has done in the earth planet. So here the one question basically asked that the earth planet basically created this way only. Like for example, earth planet ended entire, and earth planet ended one day, and then basically after end the one of the basically skeleton basically was picked by the satellite groups. They given the body structure, and like this basically the our planet started is human, basically our planet started the human. Then he told that basically why basically the earth planet might have ended, there might be some reason, then he told that basically there might be some universe level reason, basically. One example I have already taken, that in universe basically earth planet tiny energy is there, whatever happens to that energy, that is the earth planet energy, uh, entire same thing basically happens to our planet. So our planet, that tiny energy in universe is equal to Earth planet. That also basically can say. That also basically we can see. So like this, he told that basically this might be the reason basically where that our planet tiny energy basically might be had some problems, and due to that basically the satellite basically group basically might not able to track that error, and then basically they passed the information to the Earth planet area, and the entire Earth planet basically ended. Like same way, basically it might possible that Earth planet groups basically also might be having some tiny energy, and whatever things happens in that energy, the entire Earth planet group basically might be getting effect. Like Jupiter planet, Mars planet, Sotan, Sudan planet. Then basically many planets basically are there. Like this, basically many planets. Jupiter is there, and basically many planet number basically has given. Why they have given number, there might be some reason might be that there the planet human basically might not be placed, or basically it might possible they might be designing the planet which type of energy basically that planet is supposed to create in the environment. Reason planet is equal to blood cells. So Earth planet is basically one blood cell in universe basically. So that's very dangerous. Not dangerous, very 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 dangerous. So lots of things basically is very sensitive and very critical basically. So he told that basically Earth planet is very sensitive, and the more sensitive is that Earth planet tiny energy basically, which basically satellite groups tracks. Otherwise, basically, is there any need to create the satellite? Earth planet is not moving as basically it is. Then basically there might be some reason. Basically, somebody group might have tracked that something is there basically which is controlling the Earth planet. Some energies are there basically. They are basically controlling the Earth planet. That's why basically the satellite groups created. Na? That satellite group basically if might not have tracked that Earth planet tiny energy, then might be it might possible that that time only the Earth planet might have completely ended. Earth planet might be completely ended if the that energy basically might not be seen. So here the thing again basically we'll come back to that point basically. The 800 crore people population basically energy has been given, and now basically the question is when the energy was really basically giving that time basically the 22 planet sorry 22 galaxy sorry 22 blood group basically honor also basically was getting the energy, right? That basically directly basically they don't get the data from the universe. The middleware is there, that is the nuclear power company and the energy company. They gives the data basically to the each and every human basically, and they don't change. Mostly basically 99% people don't change it, but few people basically changes. Why change? There might be some reason. Same way basically as the satellite basically previously not there, satellite got created and the tracking of each and every energy basically comes into the picture. So each and every creation basically in this world basically has converted into some there was basically some story basically behind that, and there is story behind that also basically, that also you can say, and there will be story behind that also basically we can say, because story happens automatically basically, story creation happens automatically by the with the help of the energy basically creation. This creation basically, the story creation basically happens automatically also basically you can say. And for that basically I had told one example. Earth planet, small tiny energy is there, that basically goes that basically is doing some energy process in the universe. There basically lots of planets gets connect, lots of things happens. Then basically the Earth planet galaxy, sorry, Earth planet energy basically comes into the near to our planet, and the our planet basically gets the effect, and that effect basically you can say the 800 crore people are basically getting controlled. But here the filtration basically is there, that is the nuclear power company, energy company, and the power company basically they tracks the because nowadays basically they might have tracked that basically if this type of energy happens, and we send that this type of energy to each and every house, then basically each and every house and each and every city basically you can say, because the energies are basically sent to the cities and each and every house also, because that's why basically the earth planet is basically sorry, the cities are stable, otherwise basically how is it possible that the city is basically stable means the earthquake is not happening. That is the simple definition of stable. So like this, basically the 800 people gets the data via nuclear power plant and via the power company. So like this, basically they get the data. So here, basically, what has the things happened that basically the A blood group owner basically removed that blood group, and he basically not removed that. The doctor removed that blood group basically. Sorry, doctor removed that energy from that blood group. That energy was equal to that person data. So here the what was the what was the basically the conflict basically you can say. What doctor basically has seen that. What doctor basically has seen that report basically he has already taken. The World Bank person basically collected the requirement, collected the reports. He told that basically the planet basically are this many planets are connected with these blood groups, and 800 crore people are giving the energy. So he told that basically satellite groups basically can track the planets which type of energy basically are getting. Then basically he told that basically energy are equal to planets. So planets are equal to energies. So he told that basically can we track that which energy basically was sent due to that basically the that particular single person's basically blood got affected, and after that basically the blood group of that particular person got affected, and due to that basically, so here the sequence are there basically. First that person basically blood group basically gets, sorry, blood cells blood group also basically his blood group basically gets effect, and then basically the person, the blood group owner basically gets his blood group data gets changed. So basically, what data basically that person, single person basically was basically got from the universe basically. That is by default from the planet and the, sorry, power companies and the nuclear power company. So what was that single planet basically? Because energies are equal to planets basically, right? Then basically one of the expert of the energy group basically he told that basically that's actually very difficult to tell basically. That's actually very difficult to tell basically. Then he told that basically why the reason basically. What is the reason behind that you can't say that, because whenever the energy basically enters into the body, that time by default the blood cells basically automatically gets creates, right? Then you can just check the blood cells data, and you can just diagnose the data. One person told that basically if the person is having the HIV AIDS, his entire blood cells basically get effect. His immunity basically, the immunity power basically gets effect. That is the first symptom basically of the HIV AIDS. Same way basically HIV AIDS equal to set of planets also basically you can say. HIV AIDS equal to set of planets also you can say. HIV AIDS is one energy basically, that also you can say. So that energy basically by default came from one of the planets basically, that also you can give it the planets group basically in the universe basically. So like this basically what was that energy basically which entered into his body basically, that due to that basically he told that basically his blood cells basically have got some problem, and due to that basically the blood group owner basically got some infect got some disease, and due to that disease basically he got some disease, and due to that disease basically when he diagnosed the data, that time he got that this energy basically was creating problem. Due to that basically he immediately the he was basically blood group owner, He blood group owner was he was a blood group owner. So doctor also basically was up to that level basically. So that doctor basically immediately sent the report to the medical industry, and medical industry basically told that basically this was the this person basically energy has to be removed. They basically tracked that person also basically, they tracked that person also, and they found the person's energy also basically. Then they do it, they basically might have done something basically, they might not able to track that data basically, what actually the error is, what actually the error is. Sir, error can be solved also, but they told that basically there is some error. So temporary we will do one thing, we will remove the this is not permanently, this is temporary. He told that we will do one thing, we will remove his energy data from the blood group owner's blood cells. So he removed it, and then basically he told that basically now you are fine basically. But here the thing basically happened is, the person basically who was giving, whose energy basically was inside the blood group owner, due to that basically he basically lost that person's power also basically, because the single person power, each and every 150 crore power equal to one blood group power. That basically is one definition basically, you can say. So he basically lost his power also basically. So by default basically he removed the data, and then basically the report basically was got given to the um like this, lots of things basically happened. Then basically the thing was basically 800 crore people basically got the energy, and that energy was containing the error. So what was that error basically, that the satellite group has passed, and the error basically the nuclear power company also basically told that we have diagnosed that, and we can't check the each and every person's energy basically. That's basically it's very difficult to, because there are 800 crore people basically. So we need to pass the data of 800 crore people. So we, there is no that one person basically we can create some special data. So they basically diagnosed, and then basically they track that basically somebody from universe basically he was doing some certain level of task. That time basically somebody tracked him, and somebody tracked him means basically somebody saw basically that particular person from universe, and he was doing some certain level of task. And he was basically, might be possible that he might be doing some universe level task, he might be doing some dangerous task, or he might be possible that he was doing some bad level task, or he might be doing some activities, or basically it might possible that he might have done some activities which was not supposed to do. Like this basically assume that there are in this world basically there are more than 3 lakh tasks which human basically can do. Like this basically he told that in this world basically, just see basically how the World Bank group basically are tracking each and everything basically. Then basically he told that there are basically 3 lakh tasks which is basically, which basically human can do. That means 3 lakh tasks human can do basically, which basically is approved by the universe group basically. So each and every task which human is doing in the Earth planet, that is by default approved by the universe group. One person told that basically he's basically given one example. He told that basically chartered accountant degree, right? Uh, when the first person basically cleared the chartered accountant degree, that person basically his blood cells basically was approved by the universe group, and then only basically he was able to do that, he was able to clear that degree, right? Without universe approval basically you can't do a single task. That basically you agree? Then basically yes basically I agree. Same way basically each and every subject in this world basically, this is basically related to the education level. Each and every education subject also basically is approved by the universe group. That also you agree? You agree basically? Yes, basically I agree. Each and every sports basically. For example, one person is doing something, this that. That basically nobody tracked that, but universe group basically tracked that, and then basically they given some little bit energy to that particular person, and then basically they started going in detail basically. Then basically one few people basically liked that play, whatever things was getting played by these people basically. They told that let's basically start this thing basically what you are doing. Then basically they started doing the activities by three four people like this. They spreaded the activities, which the activity means task basically which they were doing. So like this basically they told that this basically is this is enjoyable basically. This basically is an enjoyable game basically. You can enjoy the thing basically. Like this he told that basically yeah basically we are enjoying the thing basically what they are doing. Like this basically the task set of tasks equal to become sports. They basically given one name that is basically the games basically. Before sports basically games. So like this games basically comes into the picture. In games basically they do that like one person is doing some send us sending something, and the one person is hitting the throwing something basically, and another person is hitting that things basically which is thrown by the particular person. And then basically he's hitting like this basically. They told that basically this is nice basically game basically. Then basically they told that basically we can give this name basically. That basically then they given some name basically. And then at last there might be possible that the before cricket basically the name might be something else, because cricket is basically given cricket is not the name basically, that is 100% sure. The name might be something else basically. Then basically slowly it might have uh, given the name as a cricket. Same way basically India basically was not the name basically. Previously it was something else. Previously that was like this basically. It might possible the India land basically might have got some hundreds of name basically. Then basically at last basically the India name has given. So like the same way basically the cricket name might not be there. There might be lots of other name also basically behind the cricket name. So like this each and every task basically got created. Like this basically sports came into picture, like education came into the picture. Then lots of activities basically came into the picture. Then basically one person told that basically one person is basically jumping from the buildings basically. Then he told that basically from high building basically he can able to see the entire views basically. That basically somebody saw that basically. Then they told that basically, can we go a little bit more higher? Then basically they created something else. Like this basically the satellite came into the picture, because it's easy to view. And then basically you can then they told that basically can we send the message to the, because it's very far basically. Then they created the communication system. Like this the communication system came into the, like this 3 lakh task. Just number this basically number is totally different. Like this 3 lakh task basically has created, and which is approved by the universe group. So here the satellite group basically told that which, so sorry, the World Bank basically told that what? And each and every task basically when you do na, that time basically the sort of energy gets generates, and it enters into the body, and it generates the blood cells. So basically, like this, basically the World Bank checked also that basically which task actually is doing. This blood cells equal to this task. This blood cells equal to this task. This blood cells equal to this task. This task equal to this blood cell. This task equal to this blood cell. Like this, basically he diagnosed and checked each and everything also. That actually what task he was doing here, what task he was doing. Like this, basically he told that basically which task he might be doing, because we have already basically defined each and everything basically. We have defined a task equal to blood cells. For example, one person is playing cricket, so whenever he plays the cricket, that time basically the cricket energy enters into his body, and then basically the blood cells 100% get creates. So cricket task if he is doing, then basically 100% that blood cells is going, that cricket energy is going to enter into the body, and that is the updated latest energy basically. And the latest blood cells basically get creates. And cricket equal to what? What actually cricket do? There are many negative tasks and positive tasks they do. That entire task, basically, whatever they do, that is equal to cricket energy. So they basically created one cricket energy equal to each and every task they do. For example, they created this city, that city, they destroyed that city, this city, that city, they destroyed this. They basically done some in World Trade Center, World Trade Center in USA, like like this basically they had done this like this. All each and every task basically they had done. So cricket equal to that energy. Then the person basically told that if, when he was playing the cricket, then basically he the things basically got entered into his body basically. That is equal to cricket energy. So in cricket energy, whatever task till now basically cricket has done, that all tasks basically contain into that cricket energy. So just see basically that each and every things basically has been defined. So like this, they told that basically, yeah, you are fine, right? You are fine. Like this, the cricket task. Then he checked that he was doing some cricket task. He was doing some cricket level task. Then basically, no, basically he was not doing cricket level task. Due to that, basically, the satellite group basically never do the things basically, never do the things that type of that. They actually remove the blood cells basically. Sorry, remove the energy only of that particular person. Basically, what actually he was doing that time basically. Then basically they told that basically he was doing some. He was watching some romantic movie. Then he told that basically romantic movie, that basically common thing basically everybody watches, everybody see the romantic scene basically. That is not the, for that also basically blood cells get generated basically. That was also not thing. Then basically what actually he was doing here, that basically the satellite group marked something in his body, and that energy basically dumped into his body, dumped into his body, and then basically that energy equal to blood cells got generated, and that blood cells basically was into his body. That blood cells basically was equal to that person's energy. That person's energy basically entered into that blood cells group. That was A positive blood group. That A positive blood group basically got disease. He basically checked his body, and then basically he told that basically the this person's basically body this person's basically the energy was getting problem. So they basically told that basically we basically tried to solve the problem, but it was not able to. So we removed that blood cells basically, because that person was getting lots of problem. So he removed that person energy with the help of the injection, which injection was given by the ISRO and NASA group and the energy group, and by default. By default, basically, without any approval, basically, you can't create a single medicine. So this was approved by NASA and ISRO group. They given the data. Like this, basically, that person basically energy was removed from the body of the A plus A positive blood group owner basically. Like this basically the things basically. Then the World Bank basically told that we have 3 lakh tasks basically defined in the 3 lakh tasks basically we have defined in the environment, and cricket equal to cricket energy, and cricket energy equal to this whole task basically which they have done. They see the task means basically they have created, they have, for example, from this one match basically they got 5 lakh crore, 6 lakh crore, like this basically they are 6 lakh crore invested in this city basically. Their city basically is on the name of cricket, and the cricket energy equal to that city, cricket energy equal to that city. So whenever the person is playing cricket, then cricket energy enters into his body. That basically task is there. So like this basically football task is there, table tennis task is there. So negative and positive task both are there basically. Software company basically, if he's sitting in the laptop basically is doing some stuff basically, it's like doing some management level tasks, doing some programming level tasks, doing some quality level tasks, doing some CEO level tasks, doing some computer management level tasks, doing some company owners level tasks, doing some vice president level tasks, doing some CEO level tasks, doing some developer level tasks, doing some quality level work, doing some testing level tasks, doing some basically tasks, doing some manager level task, doing some software delivery level task. So if he is doing some computer level task, then basically computer group basically says that we have created each and every task energy basically. When he is doing the task, it is then by default basically the energy gets into his body basically. So we have kept each and everything basically. We have created each and every task, and for that basically we have already created the energies also basically. We have created already energies also basically, and that energy basically by default, if he is doing the task basically, then basically 100% is that energy is going to enter into his body. So he told that basically the World Bank basically was not able to diagnose actually what not able to track basically what actually task he was doing, what actually thing basically he was doing. Then he told that basically no, basically software development tasks, software delivery tasks, software programming tasks, software quality level tasks, software CEO level tasks, software vice president level tasks. That is the normal thing basically is doing. This type of task basically we have defined basically. We have defined actually basically whatever task basically he was doing. We have defined like this basically software industry also told that basically. They basically the report was sent to the software industry also basically. They told that basically um, we have basically task defined and according to the task basically we have set it the blood groups data also basically this is the blood group data if he's playing cricket sorry he's doing the development task if he's doing the .NET task then basically this is the blood group which is going to generate if he's doing the PHP level task if he's doing the Lara level task if he's doing the Symphony level task if he's doing the Python if he's doing the if he's doing the Java level task, if he's doing the PL SQL task, Oracle task, SQL task, then basically if he's doing the technical leading task, if he's doing the project management task, if he's doing the software project manager task, software delivery head task, manager, CEO, vice president, company owner task, then basically he will allocate the energy basically he will be getting the data basically from his basically if he's doing the computer level task basically then basically he can't write in pen and pencil basically the computer level task he can't do that task right by writing the pen and pencil then basically it might not be computer level task it might not be computer level task he might be doing task so like this basically each and every computer creator with the server creator basically they say that basically we have defined each and every basically task in our server basically for example one person is purchasing Dell computer then basically his computer is directly connected with the server basically by default basically if he's purchasing HP Lenovo Lenovo or basically Compaq is there then basically the IBM is there Microsoft computer is there like this basically each and every computer he's purchasing man then basically each and every task we have already set it in the server basically. So he can't do a single level task basically without asking server group basically he can't do the single level task basically. That also basically sitting in our computer basically that is not possible. Like this basically the computer creation group basically that is basically the SP Dell basically this all group basically told. So World Bank basically person told that basically he was not doing this all task. If he might be doing, then basically he might be generating the blood cells basically, and this all blood cells basically already exist in his body, and there was no marking basically done by the satellite group or some group basically which due to that basically the blood group basically sorry the energy was removed of your from that particular blood group so that also basically they checked that this was also not there. Like this, basically 3 lakh tasks are there. They basically told that we are basically checking each and everything basically. Like this, how many tasks basically are defined. For that, basically they told that basically to whom should I basically connect that I said I can get the 3 lakh tasks basically the list of 3 lakh tasks. Then he told that basically government, no, government basically told that he told that basically government creates the cities, states, but they don't go detail level basically. They don't go up to the detail level basically. So who might be that group? Basically? Then he told that basically if we can connect to the monetary level group basically like the currency department or IITs also basically can have the list of tasks or IIM groups basically also have this level of task basically. Then he told that let me connect to this all groups. So this basically is also one of the part of the attraction and the topic is going this person basically and this person's generation is supposed to go to next level or basically not supposed to go to next level.